What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the RabidMining YouTube channel. And Ipollo fired us out their latest mini miner, the SE. We're going to go into this little attachment here just to have a quick look. So server mode, Ipollo V1 Mini SE Wi-Fi. We have a hash rate of 200 mega hash at plus minus 10%. Here I find interesting, they're starting to label the max and working. So we got 6 gigabyte max memory on this with a workable size of 5.8. So that means once we hit 5.8 here, we will start running into the 6 gigabytes and slowly lose hash rate. Now, I don't know how long this will last on ETC yet, but it also says algorithm ETH. So this can currently mine Ethereum as well. We know that's moving to proof of stake, but there are lots of other coins on the ETH algorithm, as well as FLUX maybe forking to ETH as well. So that's another coin that could be utilized with these ASIC miners. And we got a power here of 130 watts plus minus 10%. We do have our watt meter here, courtesy of MeterBox. So we'll be checking out all this hash rate and everything throughout the video and show you how to set this up. As for the unboxing part of this, it does come with your NEMA plug and your standard C13 to plug into here, common with pretty much everything, monitors, PSUs, whatever. It comes with it. Great, awesome, that's what we need. This is our power supply. We'll just pull this out of the box, all wrapped up. Bam, here is our power supply. For all you power supply junkies out there, we do have an input of 100 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz at 5 amp. We have output 1 and output 2, both at 12 volts, 15 amps and 180 watts for a total output of 360 watts. And by that, you know, there's 2 6 pins right here that you can see, and those are each 180 watts each. So there is our power supply. All right, and now for the miner itself. We just got to take the lid off here, and we have our antenna for the Wi-Fi. Standard with all these Ipollos. Now these are kind of a pain to get out. I always bring it up and let it fall. We'll see what happens here. Oh yeah, I can feel it. There we go. It's slid out. No grease needed. And then we got it in the package here, and we'll pull this out as well. All right, so same type of statistics on the label here. On the back side, we got our ETHEREUM mining port here. I'm just kidding. That's ETH for Ethernet. That's where you put our internet in. Or if you want Wi-Fi, you take this tab off here and install that antenna. On the back side, front side, some side, this side, we do have 2 6-pin ports, our TF flash, our reset, IP report, and then our fault and normal. Pretty standard with all these Ipollo mini miners. Quick setup here. We got to plug in our 6-pin powers, which I'll put the second one in. Seeing how I already got the first one in there, and simply click in like so. All done. Next step, we need internet, so we're going to need our ETHEREUM mining plug, Ethernet cable right there. No matter what, you will need to install this if you do want to utilize Wi-Fi later on. And the final process for all this would be to plug it in. So I'm going to plug this into our meter box, and we should begin getting power. And it is wrapping up. We're ready to go. Let's get this thing mining. All right, once it's all powered up and online through your internet cable and everything detected on the network, I like to just come into my router and find the latest thing that connected. Here it is, my Ipollo miner. Take this IP and simply copy paste it into your browser. That will bring you into here. Now, normally this is always in Chinese, but this time it's not. It's hanging out on version 6.9.88 of the firmware. So I'm just heading over to my website. I do like to keep the latest versions of the firmware available to the public for all you guys to download. And it looks like 0.72.94 for all the Ipollo miner versions is right here. So it's on a couple firmware versions out of date. I also have the latest JazzMiner firmware on my website as well, which you can find at RabidMining.com. So I do want to upgrade the firmware right quick before we get started here. So I'm going to click on firmware upgrade. We're going to hit flash image, simply click browse and install your firmware from there. I now have it selected. I'm going to hit upload. It's going to do its thing here, checking firmware. Now usually you can say keep settings. Every time I talk to Ipollo, they say uncheck this. So I uncheck it every time and just reset everything up. Even with it checked, you still have to reset it up. So I don't know what it really does. It doesn't seem to do anything, but I like to keep it unchecked because that's what they did tell me to do. So I'm just going to hit continue here now. It's going to wait to do its whole operation thing. And now we will come back once it's finally upgraded. All right, looks like everything's all good. We are now on firmware version 7.2.94, which is the latest that I'm currently aware of. Again, as I find new updated versions, I will be updating my website. So now we're going to go into information overview, and we got to set up all our pools. Everything is defaulted to this Ipollo Mini stuff. So mini configuration, it's still waiting for the device to initialize, so I'm not waiting long enough to input this. So if you get this, it looks like it's probably done now. Eastbound fan, no, here's another error. Nothing is wrong here. There, it went away. This happens when you update firmware. I guess it's a good thing it's popping up for me. That way you guys don't start freaking out that something may be having issues. So there we go. Everything looks good. So now we can select coin. We got ETH or ETC. So we can confirm here we can mine both coins. Now, this doesn't mean the coins. ETH obviously makes it easy for Ethereum and ETC. I do believe this is more of an algorithm. So ETH for ETH hash and ETC for ETC hash, which is Ethereum Classic here. And then ETH hash has multiple coins on it. I'm going to run to ETH because we need to get as much as we possibly can until we can no longer mine Ethereum. Also, I'm solo mining, so hopefully we hit a block. We only got like a week left of Ethereum. So first thing I always like to do is get rid of everything here. We don't want any of this default stuff. Gone, 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 gone. Forget to go gone on that one. So now I'm going to click on here. I want US ETH 2 miners. Yes, solo worker name. We're going to name this something else now. So we're going to go V1 Mini, I guess, SE, because this is the new SE version. And we need our password of X. Everything looks good. We can't do any type of overclocking that I'm aware of. So now we just hit save and apply. It's going to apply all its configurations, and the pool should all be set up and ready to go. Now we just got to wait for it to do its warm-up process, and hopefully we do start getting some hash rate. So while we do wait for everything to start mining on it, we're going to run in and see how long can we mine on this. So it is a total of 6 gigabytes. So 6 gigabytes, this thing will die on June 25th of 2032 on ETC. That's a nice amount of time. Now remember, it's working as 5.8. So on October 21st of 2031, this is when we will start seeing reduction in hash rates, but we still have another 4 or 5 months of mining after this point hits. So there is a lot of time to mine Ethereum Classic on one of these miners. All right, so we're at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. I see 37 accepted shares already. That's pretty insane because I swear like 10 seconds ago, I was just checking the power and I just seen it drop or shoot up, I guess, from like, I don't know what it was, like 30 watts as it's doing its idle thing up to about 116. And then I refreshed this and we had accepted 37 accepted. So it's, you know, exploding. Do we have a whole bunch more now? 217. So this thing is ripping through the shares fairly fast. So now we just got to wait, let everything stabilize and kind of see what kind of hash rates we will be getting out of this. Right now, it's currently only saying 33.54. Obviously, it's doing a lot more. So I'm going to let this thing sit for a while. We'll take a look at our power consumptions, some hash rates, and go from there. All right, so let's figure out what is the hash rate on this Ipollo Mini SE miner. And we have an uptime of about 1 day and 55 minutes. So we have a 24-hour average here that we can check out. We're pretty consistent here. It's reporting about 212 mega hash. When we go into our information, we can see we have a bunch of accepted shares, 0 rejected, and 1 stable share. Let's run over to the 2 miners solo pool now. I'm just going to hit the refresh, make sure we're all up to date. All right, so here is our average hash rate. We're at 228.66 mega hash on the average. We're reporting 210, and a current looks like it dropped down to 135.74. But this is the number that matters, the average. So 228.6 mega hash is our 24-hour average. That is looking actually pretty good at 210 reported. Now let's jump in and see how much power this little box miner is actually utilizing and how loud is it. Looking at the power consumption here, we got about 119 watts. So 119 watts, I've been looking at this the past 24 hours and it's always been at 119. So 228 mega hash at about 119 watts. That is 1.915 of a mega hash to watt ratio. That's pretty insane thinking about it. An A2000 GPU is about 0.5, and then your 3080s, 3090s are in the 0.3 something. So no GPU can touch this thing in terms of efficiency for ETH, as well as Ethereum Classic, ETC there. And also it sounds like FLUX may swap over to the ETH algorithm, which will open up yet another coin that this could mine, eliminating GPUs. Now, another make it or break it for some people is how loud is this miner? Now, I really think this is geared for small at-home miners, apartment buildings, condos, whatever, because I really believe this is probably the quietest miner I have ever heard. You do not know this is even on with the KD boxes, all those mini Doge miners. We got the V1, the gold one, that's 300 mega hash. All the fans, you could kind of hear a little bit, but this guy, you can't hear it all. So I'm coming in with my little meter here, and just for clarification, this is me talking right now. We're at around 73 to 75 decibels. I'll shut up for a minute and we'll see this thing's noise levels. So look at that. We're like 46, 49 decibels on the noise on this thing. So very, very quiet. You can't hear it at all. I'm actually going to take my mic and throw it right up to this thing so you know I am not lying. Can you guys still hear me? So I don't know what that sounded like in the mic. Let me know. So my final thoughts of this miner, the Ipollo V1 Mini SE, is pretty amazing. Hardly uses any power, fairly efficient here, very, very quiet. ETC as well as ETH hash coins. Now, yes, Ethereum is on its way out the door, but there are still like 5 or 6 other ETH hash coins that this thing can mine, as well as Ethereum Classic. We got a 6 gigabyte DAG on memory on this thing with 5.8 working. So we're good to 2031, 2032 in terms of a lifespan. So this is an amazing miner as long as it just doesn't blow up before those dates. Regardless, guys, thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.